Joining us on the podcast today are the boys who've been flying the flag for Ireland abroad, flying first class to America for their gigs. It's Boots and Cats. How you boys?
Welcome.
How
you doing?
Thanks for making the journey to Manchester.
Thanks for having us. This is good fun.
It is good fun. Few pints
across the pond for the day there.
And we were supposed to go to the Science Museum today, but things happened. It fell through. It fell through. So all's going well.
Well, it is.
Very well, boys. Explain, how did it all come about? Let's hear the story.
Oh Jesus, they're throwing us in the deep end there.
Yeah.
How did all of this happen?
We want to hear it from the start, because we heard about you, I think, obviously there was that video that went big after Life. That was a big one, about 4 AM at Life. That was kind of where we heard about you, but then...
Yeah, I think that's where like a lot of people had heard about us. But I mean, like before that, it's not like it was going badly, like we were really happy with it. There was like... We were like residents in opium rooms in Dublin and like doing like the odd like bedlam gig and stuff like that, and like really happy with all the gigs we were getting. And then we just like had this like this set at like the Sunrise set in Life Festival. And we did like the Friday night and it was like great crack, and we thought like, because we did it the year before, we thought like, oh, there's no way it's ever going to beat that. And the first night we were like, fuck, that was class, like that was way better than the year before. And then like the next night then like people who had been at that set kind of like gave word to everyone else around the campsite, and because they actually stopped letting people in like really early. Like people were like, oh, we were trying to get you a set last night, but like they weren't letting us back in after like
I think that was on the Saturday.
Because
they had a bit of
it was the same. Yeah, it was the same on the Friday. Yeah, but then people knew to come in like and just stay in and bring all their cans in and shit after that. So like the Saturday night was just like 3 or 4 times bigger, and it was just like, holy shit, what is going on? Like this is absolutely mental. Like, and then
evidence surfaced, which did the job. Then did a few rounds on Facebook and stuff.
So
that was definitely a turning point. But yeah, we were really happy with like the kind of natural growth up until then as well. But like that was
then it was just really like unnatural growth after that. We were like, what the fuck?
So you went to Life, and when you came back from Life, you blew up.
Well, like, yeah, because we all went home from Life feeling like ridiculously fresh. Actually, like we were all just like that. I feel absolutely grand, which is like weird considering the weekend. And then like when we got home, we were all just like, that was great. And then like for the first time, like the whole weekend, I went onto Facebook, and then like I just had like this like fucking ridiculous amount of notification. I was like, what the fuck is going on? This and that's when we all found out about the videos that had gone up, and we were like, this is.
Life had always been like just like a massive like thing for us though, because like even like taking a step back like 2 years beforehand, before we were even playing as like a pair or whatever, we were just playing as like toast DJs, and then on our way down to Life, I think it was like 2015 or 16 years.
Yeah, it was like 3 years ago.
And on our way down, we got asked to play at the Boomer stage, which because I didn't have DJs booked in for it, so.
On the Friday night
Friday night when we got there, so we started playing at 5 and we were expecting to play for like 1 or 2 hours or whatever, and then it got to like, I think it got to like 8 and we were like, there's no other DJ show. And we were just like we were just there playing, like it was raining actually, and we were just this is the only covered stage whatever, and had a bar under the stage as well, so it was like, it just worked out perfectly for us, like because like we weren't even experienced like DJs or at all at that point as well, but it just like worked out really well. And it got to like 8 PM or whatever, and like no one else showed up.
He looked over at the sound engineer and he was just like I don't know, man.
So we ended up like playing to like 11, and at 11 we were like, okay, like let's go actually just enjoy the festival. It's our first day of the festival, like, so, and we just spent the whole day just like playing there by complete chance. And then it was a few weeks after that, Dean Kenny, actually, shout out to him. Fuck it, he posted on one of the groups on Facebook saying who were the guys that were playing that, and it was at that point that we actually decided like, alright, let's actually try and make like a brand.
Yeah, because it got like that DJing. One post got like a good bit of traction. People were like, actually, who were those guys and everything. We were just like, I didn't know that well. So we were like, we kind of just decided that we'd like break away from like just being known as Toast DJs into our own brand, like.
Yeah.
And then after that, just kind of like.
Yeah. Then after that was the next year of Life was then like the big.
Yeah, that's after like.
So what year was that? What year?
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So 2016. Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
And then.
So 3 Live festivals ago, which is how I gauge years at the moment.
2015. It was 2015.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, counting's hard.
It's all up there, man. It's all up there.
Do you know when you play the like early morning like sets? Do you stay partying all night or do you actually hold up?
Gee, on the Saturday of last year, I'd rolled over from the night before.
Yeah.
Like,
last year I was in like stage managing the stage at the time, and like the Friday night was grand because I didn't like I was kind of just like keeping it easy like the whole day through because I was like trying to make sure that all the acts played their sets, and then the Saturday it was grand the whole way through. But then like when I started like I was like, right, this night's gonna be way bigger than the last one, so I started like just like sessioning it a little bit, and then like people started like arriving, like all our mates started arriving at the stage, and they were like, oh, can we come backstage? And I was like, ah, yeah, go on, like fuck it, like, and I was meant to be in charge of this whole like flow of the backstage thing, and like by the time we were playing there was like literally 100 people that we knew backstage, like, and like then
boiler room,
because there was only one security guard, and he was like this really young lad who like didn't like have any authority whatsoever. He was just like, okay, yeah, go through it. Yeah, like an intern security guard.
Causing hassle though either.
Yeah, like not everyone was being
probably
really
never been back since.
Yeah, everyone was being like really
He's got one job.
No, but I mean like the like
300 people.
Come here, 300 people backstage, man. Like, yeah.
But like 3 of the security guards, like the actual main security guards, came up to me at one point, and I was just like, oh bollocks! Like, I was like, I'm getting so much trouble there, and I went up to them, and they're like, what's the story with all the people back here? I was just like, would you believe I actually know all of them? They're kind of my mates, and they're like, do you want us to get rid of them? I was like, if it's alright, like, I'd like them to stay, that'd be great. And they're like, okay, and they just fucked off. Like,
yeah, they were actually so cool.
Yeah,
and it really added to the buzz though as well, because there wasn't like there wasn't a barrier then between like the kind of crowd.
Yeah, it all just kind of like merged.
It was just like a load of people just like they're just like having a good time.
I know exactly what you mean by that description.
The same thing happened in like District 8. Like all of our mates was like basically bum rush the stage, and like it was just like there was no difference between being on stage and being in the crowd. Like, so I think kind of just like
that may have gone out of hand.
That District 8 gig though, like, I mean, I don't know, like, did you boys see it coming? Like,
oh no, but like because like we both worked in
that.
District 8 when it opened at first, and like we were like letting people in at the door, like for like scanning tickets and stuff, and like we'd obviously seen like sold out shows there before because like we'd like be scanning literally every single ticket that went through the door, and then like we were kind of just like thinking back to that time, we're like, what is it actually going to be like playing to a crowd that's like literally the entire of District 8? And then we were just like, no idea, no fucking clue.
I thought I had made it like when we were like scanning tickets. I was like, this sucks. I get to like just like work here, get like fucking a bit of cash, scanning people in, and then go in and have a good session. Like, oh,
what else do you want?
This is life.
Living the dream.
Like, it was such a good sauce.
It's a good story though. It's a good story to go from scanning the tickets to filming yourself. It is though, like,
that's the headline there.
Like, the more
scanners go to DJ.
But it is, to be fair, like, the morning of that gig, did you think you were going to sell it out?
It was.
I think it's already sold.
They were all pre-sales, right?
Yeah.
So there was nothing left on the door.
No, there was like I think they had left like 50 tickets on the door, just like because
just for our mates and stuff. Yeah, to put people down. They left out 20 tickets.
What was the tune that like stood out to you that night the most?
Ready to Flow, definitely. There was a video of that at the end. Was that the crowd surfing bit as well?
Yeah, that was one of you crowd surf.
That was good crack. Yeah.
It was crazy. For me, it was crazy definitely because like.
So that was my last year and then your last year.
Yeah, then because the gig we were telling about earlier, where we were playing in Live Festival during the for the Bulmers tent, like the first kind of big gig that kind of just like made us decide to actually put a brand to our own name. Like that was like the last tune we played for that was Praise You as well. So we were just like, considering this is like
full circle there.
Yeah, we're just like, well, this is like definitely the biggest gig we've ever had. Like, and probably will have for like quite a while. Like, so we just like decided to
could have been the last gig.
Yeah.
Do you boys feel like within certain counties in Ireland, people view Praise You as a Boots and Cats tune instead of a Fatboy Slim tune? Because that video...
That's a bit of a... I don't think so. Ever make that
I don't think so,
like,
because that video...
You're definitely associated with it. Like.
100%.
Are you expected to play
so
that?
people want you to play that because they've seen the video.
It's like that...
actually, you save it.
It's like that tune Inspector Norris by DJ Deast. Did you ever hear that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, That's a banger, man.
It's the same
Yeah,
concept,
it's
though, isn't it?
like the same thing.
Do you not find that, no?
You find people asking you to play it, like, as in, like, oh, play Crazy, or you're just like,
I never thought that now, but yeah, no, there's some few people
that's your get out of jail free card now next time.
What?
Like, if the gig isn't go well, just fucking throw that on.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
That was actually in one of the sessions in Sligo, the one that you didn't go back to, I was like playing, I like went back to back this lad who just like loved techno, and I was like, he's like, can I go back to back to you and play a bit of techno? I was like, do you want to play actual techno or just like, you know, techno? And he's just like, no, like 135, 140 BPM or like grand. And he did that for like the whole night, and everyone was like, and then like someone, like your man was just like, alright, last tune, I was like, just true and praise you, and everyone was like, it's like, how did that even work? Like,
that's the way it is, man. But when a video like that goes as viral as that did, do you know what I mean? That's the way it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know? But you wouldn't claim it as your own.
not at all. It's always just that tune. To me, it's always that tune that has a fucking unbelievable music video to it. Like, it's just such a class music video. Like,
how do you find, like, say a tune like Praise You? How do you find, like, dealing with the people that maybe turn their noses up at kind of commercial tunes like that? Do you kind of just go, I don't really care? What do you do?
Sit down, man.
Yeah, what do you do? How, you know?
I don't know. We don't really have to deal with them that much, thank fuck. But
like they don't have to deal with it at all. Like, so.
Do you find there's a lot of naysayers?
I'd say like for certain tunes like that where you're just like, no matter what you say, like it's a fucking banger of a tune. Like no matter how well it's known or whatever, like kind of like, I don't know, context you're thinking of it in, it's an absolute fucking banger. Too
mainstream,
like,
bro.
Yeah, so do you remember your man, like, the Ready to Flow video? He was just
that
like,
was hilarious,
like, oh yeah, well, you used to listen to it, like, it was some, like, fucking 35 odd year old lad, and he's just like,
eating some crisps that are a little
in the giraffe centre.
Like, yeah, he gave us some weird anecdote about eating these crisps, like, I literally don't
in
even
the
know
giraffe centre, like, when he used to be young, and then you put on Ready to Flow and you'd be away with it, it's like, and we were just like, what the fuck, like, it was on, like, 4/4 posted up the video of Ready to Flow from Disregate. And we were just like, we just replied to her like, man, any sets at that party, that sounds fucking legal. It's like, you're fucking like, I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense. Like, it's like,
I read in an interview that you wanted to do the 32 counties. How close are you to complete that?
we do our research, lads. Don't worry.
You do. You do.
Back in HQ, like.
We do our research, boys. Don't you worry.
Ooh.
No, it wasn't saying we wanted to play.
Yeah,
you're close. You're halfway there, I'd say, no?
We want the United Ireland.
That's a whole different story. Different podcast. Different podcast.
Next podcast.
Money joke. Sorry, man. You relax.
That's a camera guy, He's from England.
But seriously, how close are you to the 30 counties?
Actually, I've never even thought of that.
Yeah, you do a count.
I'd say you're probably close to it. You know?
Nah,
you're halfway. You're a third way.
No,
we're probably a third way. I'd say.
Really?
Well,
I don't know.
Where you'd be quicker counting the places you've missed. No.
I don't know. Bad at geography.
Have you played Kilkenny?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, then you're probably fairly close.
Once you played Kilkenny, there's not really much lower you can go.
And then you made it, like.
Kilkenny? Fuck you.
You know what? I just picked the most random county I could, and you played it.
Go on, pick another one.
You could have said off
another one there.
And you're Kerry, no?
You played.
We haven't played Kerry now.
Oh, lads, come on.
You'll get there eventually, but.
Yeah,
No, we actually were offered a gig in Kerry.
Are we?
I think. I'm pretty sure I saw Kerry. I was like, gas, I'm not good.
So,
oh yeah, no, because remember, like if they were willing to fly us there because it took so long.
Oh yeah, it was a big.
It was
no, like
it was like
You want to chop
and we want gravy on a rider.
Helicopter.
No, we actually. I think we quickly looked up like the logistics of it, and it actually was easier to fly there than drive.
What?
Yeah, it was like
It
a
is
5 hour drive or something like that, or else like, I don't know.
10-minute flight. However,
Before we cheap.
It's a trek. It's a trek. Yeah.
Riders got brought up there. Have you got anything like Do you ever fuck about with the promoters just for the crack and throw in some?
No, we actually have to like kind of cut it back on the rider a bit.
What did you have before?
Well, like.
Our rider's just like a bag of cans.
A bag of cans for the lads.
And a bottle of
fast and a bottle of whiskey.
But you have actually written on your rider a bag of cans for the lads.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But we also want to get chicken gravy.
Chicken gravy where possible.
Yeah, local chicken gravy.
We were at a
locally
gig
sourced.
recently and there was like, on some rider there was, I'm not going to mention who it was, but there was fucking ginger on it.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Raw
I
ginger.
know. Yeah.
Raw ginger. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
In case you
I don't
want to
know.
fucking nibble after a gig.
I don't know what you do with raw ginger outside of cooking it, but
They should have brought the blender as
yeah,
well.
I don't know. So be it, but we won't be seeing ginger on your rider anytime soon. Or?
No.
Ginger ale
Ginger.
with the Jameson goes down a treat.
At what stage do you think you'll actually get a promoter to give you chicken gravy on your rider? Like,
Well, we honestly didn't
when
think
you-
that any promoter would give us a bag of cans, but it's happened like a lot. Like
Do they coming back?
Like
Yeah,
so
no.
way. Like actual bags and everything. And we're just like, this is class. It's like just being out in the field. Like this is like being back in the parish.
Where was it? It was. I think it was in a. It was
In
in an electric
yeah,
where
it was
they
a black
actually
sack of
they
cans.
got like they went to an effort to actually like they have a fully stocked bar obviously, but they went to the effort to get like a bag of cans and Buckfast.
Fair play to them.
Yeah, no, fair
But
play.
you know, I just
to
picked up a bit of Bisto and kind of made you some chicken gravy, you know?
But then we might throw. A
We didn't have. We didn't have.
Is
We didn't have. We didn't have a chicken gravy on the rider at the time, no, in fairness. So, but like because every time we go to a gig, like somewhere that we don't normally go, we just like look for like the best chicken gravy afterwards when we're like, just like.
We've had our ups and downs with chicken gravy.
Where's been the best? The best
Chicken
definitely been
Hut.
Limerick. Chicken Hut in
Fucking
Limerick.
wait this Thursday. We're going back to. We're going back to Chicken Hut.
We literally like they were closing and we went in and we were just like. We're like, can we just get like a meal or whatever? And they're like, yeah, but you can't sit in here. And we're just like, yeah. We just like sat down like and had all this like chicken gravy and like burgers and shit. And then we're like, Jesus Christ, lads, this is the best chicken gravy we've ever fucking had. And we're like, will we see if they have any more? And like, they're actually closed. And we like knocked them over like, seriously. And they're like, can we have our leftover fucking chips and chicken gravy? Like, and they actually gave us.
They gave us like 2 tubs. We went down on the street, like 4 lads, like huddled around this like tub of chicken gravy. Just literally, we were drinking it by the end of it. Ooh, we were
Pure
just,
stingy with it. Get the fuck out of here. It's my gravy.
I'm telling you,
that's
boys, you live the high life. Like.
Oh no, yeah, chicken gravy
it's
galore.
Fucking chicken gravy on a street in Limerick at about 4 a.m. I tell you, I'm
That's
like
what I
living the dream, but I tell you. But to be fair though, you actually are living the like.
Oh, yeah.
You are living it like to a certain degree. What do you think?
It's so surreal. Like,
Yeah.
like if I actually like think about the things we've been able to do and everything that's going on at the moment, it just doesn't make sense. It's so surreal.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, it's like it's just mental that we're able to do these things.
When did you have the talk with your parents and like actually convince them that this is what I want to do? Do you know what? You know when they're like, oh, you're playing discos, yeah.
I started doing it when I was like 17, like started DJing, and then like I did it until I was like 18 or so, or just about to get into college. And then once I got into college, I completely like stopped. So like they'd kind of been a little bit used to it by then, and they're like, "Oh, hope you're not having a drink out there." And then like next thing I'd end up like asleep in the shed, like outside, just because I didn't want to come in locked. And like, just slept on a rake one night and everything like. But then like
Had the
after,
gravy in the hand as well. Just
but then like
perfectly intact.
then like got back into college, like when I kind of got back into it in college like 2 or 3 years later, then it was just kind of like I've been out, like, you know, when you're in college you're out enough anyway, so it's just like it's not really a big deal. It's like, oh, you're actually getting paid to go out now, so that's good. It's like, it's not losing money. Like
How did they react to you like going over to America? That must have been big news for the family, was it?
Sure, your family came over, like.
Oh yeah, my brother came
Yeah.
over. Yeah. Just took the trip to New York there. It was pretty gas, but he didn't make it to either of the gigs though.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
came over for the gigs.
Oh yeah, I'm going over to see Jack. Didn't see it.
Jack. It was gas.
Fair enough.
But yeah, they're just kind of see everything since the start of us like doing things has just been like, oh, okay, because they obviously have no idea like I don't think they've ever been in a club in their life or been into like this whole scene that's going on at the moment. But like it's all just like at the start. You were saying like how did they find it with like going out or whatever. So like when I started, it was in like second year of college.
And you've been going out for 8 years.
Yeah, I like they were well used to seeing me coming in scuttered to fuck. Like so.
That's a great description. Of all the answers to that question, yeah, they were well used.
So
to
like
this,
now
you
that I was
stutter.
like coming in scuttered to fuck, but also doing something else, it was
Getting
like
paid for
a
it,
bit better. Like.
Jesus, thank God he's doing something.
And then when things took off a bit, they were like, "Hold on a second, like what's going on here?"
To be fair though, I mean, America's huge.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of DJs that, you know, would only dream of going to America.
Yeah.
And you
Because
boys,
we actually, like, when we got that email, we were, like, playing in
It was Dundalk.
Dundalk, yeah, and we were,
Just
like, literally
local.
waking up, like, the next morning after the gig, and, like, I was kind of still half asleep, but Jack was, like, across the room, he's just, like, looking at his emails, and he's like, some lad's just after booking us for New York, and I was like, I'm class, man.
And it wasn't until the car ride home.
Yeah.
Wait.
Did Jesus say? You're talking shy. Go to bed. Yeah.
was that I see you were kind of like, hang on a
No,
minute.
No,
I, like,
we
I was,
actually
like, half
completely
asleep.
forgot about it, I think, until
Yeah.
like later on we were like looking in the car, it's like, wait,
We
some
actually
lad's
did.
actually looking for us to go to New York, like, so.
And did he
Yeah.
book you just once, or did he do like a double thing?
So, it's Creed Colin, who is a guy from Dublin that's been over there and like treating since, and he was promoting a night called Discreet, and this is the second party that he got us over for. This first party was Crystal Clear in this place called Boston, obviously club, really cool club in Brooklyn, but then so that he was getting us over for this night that was on a Sunday. But he had made contact with the owner of Laban, which is like a club in Manhattan on the rooftop there in New York. Went on his travels over there, and then when the owner of Laban was actually in Ireland at the same time as Creed when he was home for a while, and asked him to like take him out somewhere or whatever. So when he was like taking him out somewhere, he was like kind of like, go on, Peter, do you want to give us a when the lads are over, like, do you want to give us a night? So he just like basically he got your man to like get us in for one of the nights there on a
It
Thursday.
was the first night we got there, like,
Yeah,
literally,
for the
we'd
third-
been off the
so,
flight
yeah,
for like
we
4
got
hours, like.
got into our apartment at like 9 and got straight back out then like half 11 or whatever.
How was the American crowd?
They're not cracked, like, do you know what I mean? They're not like there's no like yeah, like, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the first night, but like the
I
first
know
night.
exactly what you mean.
There
Yeah,
is no you.
But like the
They're
first
no
night.
Kilkenny, man. They're
Yeah.
absolutely no. They're no 32 counties of Ireland.
But like the first night when we got there, we were playing Laban, which is like a very American crowd, and it was like the only people who were like giving it socks were like the people that we were with, and like, but they were all like absolutely in bits, like.
everyone just.
But like
Wow.
the American crowd, like, it's not like they're not having fun, but they're just having fun in their own way.
There's
that
no
we're not used
reaction
to.
off them though. It's
But,
just
like, yeah.
it's like it's not as if they're a bad crowd. Like we've had like you've played the bad crowds before, it's where it's like they actually have like a kind of negative response to like something that you play or whatever. But I found that
Rihanna.
I
get
found-
that? Yeah, play.
No. When
They
you're
used to
playing
do
here,
it.
when you're playing here, it's like it's not that they're a bad crowd. It's that they're just like. They're just kind of like on the same level the whole time, so it's like we like with our first set in the band. Actually, that was like one of my favorite sets that we've ever played. Like we kind of went all over the place and stuff, but no matter what we played, there wasn't like a reaction off the crowd that much. They were all just kind of enjoying themselves at the same level for like anything the whole way through. Where in Ireland, I'd find
Or even
like,
bossa nova,
if you
like.
do if you kind of vary your set a bit, like you are gonna get like it's responsive with crowds, which is like what you want.
But like even in bossa nova, there was like a way more of a mix of Irish and English there, like for whatever reason. But like even that was just like way rowdier, like, and with like the set didn't even go nearly as well as that. Like, but like at the same time, like this crowd are like way better. Like, so I don't know. It's just like something like I'd never even been outside Europe like before, so I've only ever been used to European crowds. And even like no matter where you go in Europe, there's always a little bit of like just like rowdiness in the crowd, like, but like whatever it is about like Americans, or maybe it's just like that area that we're in, like just like they're not that.
Was it better in
Responsive.
France?
Yeah.
See, France, we were like we were in Val Thorens there in France, and the majority of the crowd that we were playing to was the DCU crowd.
Okay.
So
Which
that
is
would
our
have been
college,
that would
like,
have been
that we
our
were going
college,
to,
like.
and we knew like a shitload of them, like.
Yeah.
So was it like a weekend thing, or were you just in and out on the same day?
No, we
no,
were there for the week. We were there for the whole ski trip.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
unbelievable. Like that's what I thought last year was like my last like ski trip on the committee for DC Sun Sports, and I was like, oh, that's probably my last like student ski trip or whatever. And then this year it was the week beforehand. Well, it was like a couple of months beforehand. We were like asked, like, oh yeah, this is a possibility or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. And then trying to chase it up, and it kind of fell off. And then it was like the week beforehand the trip.
Yeah.
We were like, got the word. It was like, yeah, this is happening. Can you make it?
You know, I
was
literally
okay.
went on another trip because I thought that one wasn't happening. So I was like, I just want to get away like at some point in January because it's the only like kind of quiet month. So I went away with UCD instead, and then like literally I was packing up to go home from that trip, and Jack rang me. He's like, here, we're going to Valtorta like in a week's time. I was like, unreal, this is class.
Do you ever find those? Sorry. Do you ever find like people don't really quite understand the lifestyle that you live? Like I remember last year when I was doing the masters, I'd go off, fly back to Ireland for a gig, come back and like just had the wildest weekend ever, and like everyone be oblivious to what like the lifestyle is on the weekend. You're like, this is just so weird.
Yeah.
I'm in a lecture studying about fucking consumer behaviour and marketing. You're like,
Yeah, well, it's two different lives. Like,
All back
like,
to earth. Eh?
Yeah. But I kind of like that though. Like the way I work is like I actually like obviously if you're like absolutely hanging to bits, no matter what work you're doing, it's just shit. Like, but I mean, like the day after that, then it's kind of just nice to be able to just do like something normal for a while. Because like when you go to a gig, like it's just like fucking.
It is overwhelming.
110% just people like, ah! And then like the next day you just don't know what to do with yourself. But then like it's nice to just have something to like just latch on to and just like go back to like to normal until like the next.
I think
gig,
that's
like.
why it's easier doing it as a pair though as well.
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
like if you're doing it by yourself, like you're traveling by yourself, which is like really isolating, and then you're going into this situation where it's like 1,000 people going,
Yeah.
and then you're going straight back to whatever you're doing.
Really quiet hotel room with your ears ringing.
Yeah,
and
well,
you're
the
just like,
hotel room and whatever. So like we kind of like, we wind up together and then wind down together.
Yeah.
So it's like it makes that aspect of it a lot easier to kind of balance. But
When it came to the American experience, you obviously did good enough because you're going back.
well,
It's actually to like a totally different channel
Yeah.
the next time.
Yeah.
Like, well, hopefully anyway. Like it's in the workings. Like, but hopefully that happens because that would be absolutely insane if we got to go back there. Like,
Yeah.
but because the next one's like looking like it's going to be like a lot more places than like this time.
Yeah.
So
hopefully that like
Materialises.
Comes through.
Yeah.
where would be like the dream spot for you to play?
I'd love to play like, because like we have played in like different cities before that are like class and like we played in Amsterdam and everything before, but it's really true like just mates that like want us to come over on trips and just like play like not that they were small gigs or anything, but like they're not gigs that we've been booked for our name. They're gigs that have been booked by our mates because we're mates with them, like kind of thing. So I'd love to be booked to like anywhere in Amsterdam really for like just our name, like, do you know what I mean? That would to me that would really be just like holy fuck. Like
That's the pinnacle.
well, like, I don't know.
For the time being,
I mean,
I
that
wanna
would
play-
like to me that would just be like absolutely fucking insane. Deck Mantle actually would be just like that's I genuinely don't think that's gonna happen, but like that would be fucking insane. Like,
Do you think you boys were the first of the kind of Irish DJs kind of headlining bills kind of thing? Do you think that?
well,
Because that's definitely a thing now.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
now
Yeah,
I see
class,
there's
like,
you
exactly.
boys.
no, it's like, and it's
Edinburgh, like-
absolutely class to see as well. But no, I wouldn't say that we're definitely not the first. Because like one of a massive inspiration for us starting and a massive help to us starting was DJ D's.
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And like he's been at it years and just been absolutely killing it for years. He was obviously there
With
us,
Dees
and-
though, with Dees, like Dees kind of did his own thing and then got on Boiler Room and there was that whole thing. Whereas with you boys, that didn't really happen. It was more like you were playing your regional gigs, you were playing festivals,
Yeah.
and then boom, you sold out District 8. Like,
yeah, but I think
that-
everyone's
do you know
like
what I
I think everyone like there is like a load of Irish artists like getting like loads of recognition now, which is class. But I think like if you really think about it, like all of them are doing it in their own little different
Yeah.
way, like, which is like
Yeah.
even better. I think like because it's not like everyone's just like looking at someone else who got popular and being like, I need to do that, and like because everyone's actually doing it under their own like artistic influence. Like they're not just like following someone else. So I don't know. It's really hard to like say who kind of did it first and who's been like leading it and stuff like for example
yeah.
like there's like LPM like which is Liam Craig, and he is like one of the most talented producers I've ever seen, and like you know he doesn't like get like as much gigs as he should like, whereas like he should be one of the lads who's like absolutely like leading the tribe and just like
For the boys.
yeah, exactly, and he's just
Cool
like
dude.
yeah, cool dude.
He's a cool dude.
Cool tunes. No, but like, do you know what I mean? Like it just depends on what way you go about it, like kind of like promotion wise as well. So it's not just unfortunately it's not just to do with like the talent of who's like actually doing it. So.
And how are the roles split up? Do you just both do a bit of everything, or is it like one's good at one thing and the other one's good at the other thing?
Well, Kieran at the moment has been like he's like you've properly put yourself to like production and stuff now to learn that off, and I'm like still trying to like finish up college, so I haven't been able to actually like fully apply myself to that yet. So that's one thing that isn't balanced, but like
The rest of it's pretty like.
Yeah, like you're way better at like promotion and stuff, or like writing.
Yeah, but that's because I have to do it like generally anyway.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, so
But,
like
like-
you that's your thing for toast, right?
Yeah. So like I've been doing that for like years as like basically my full-time job anyway. So it's like kind of just.
How'd you find coming up with like captions and shit? It's fucking annoying, isn't it?
Like as in like the puns for toast.
Those toast titles are really
Oh,
good.
They're like because
Yeah.
it's kind of like
brilliant,
gone.
man.
I think they're absolutely gas.
It's kind of gone.
How many are you like in the
I know,
creative
it is
process?
just, like,
Is it like just bouncing ideas?
Bit of herb.
Yeah, we used to. Yeah, well, that's how it like used to go. Like there's like it used to be just like myself and Jack like thinking of them like.
What's your top 3 favorite ones that you come up with?
Oh, there's been some gas.
Oh, there's been some brilliant.
Jeez,
I
I
remember-
can't even think of like. Wait,
Yeah, there must be.
there's some.
I think like actually my favorite one is like very recently. It's "Don't You Forget About Me." Just like I really like that one. It's because I just fucking love that tune. Like
Is there not a week where you know you've got a toast on Thursday and you're like,
every
I don't
fucking
have a
week
bread
lately,
pun
like
for
no, because
this
like
week,
generally
man.
like because like
Yeah.
anytime I think of something like I just like jot it down on my phone, and like there's just every now and then that like the Sunday comes along and I'm just like for example like this Sunday I was like lads I haven't a fucking clue, but like at the same time now we have like such like a really class group of like residents and like people who are like really into the band and like you know they're like
The
boys,
lads, the
boys.
toast boys are just like the best group of lads ever. Like
so like
fucking,
if I ever run into trouble like don't know what to do for like a pun, like I'm just like lads I really fucking need a pun this week, like I don't know what to do, man. And then they're just like oh yeah fucking like no woman no rye or whatever, and then yeah it's like
What? So the boys pull them out of the bag.
Ah yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously they're collecting puns as well, like.
Well,
like,
yeah,
everyone-
but like
everyone-
that happens as well. But like
Yeah.
then it's like I don't know.
So there's a group of Dublin promoters just constantly writing bread puns on their phones.
it's not even that, it's like it's generally when we're all out like drinking
On the
together
session
and we're just like you know what would be
or-
fucking gas.
And do you think the better the pun, the better the gig? Or is it like...
Yeah.
Is
A lot of
Sometimes
times
is
they
there
do a
any
lot-
relationship
No, a lot of
between
times,
them?
yeah, it really like it
Jam
all depends-
relief. Jam relief
yeah.
because that was like before like I think Toast like was like it was actually during the summer, so it was like on the
That was
off
when we
season.
just did Twist of Pepper,
Yeah.
and it just had turned 21, so
Yeah.
so like the event did really well, but
The
like
event, yeah,
nobody
yeah.
got in, like
Yeah.
'cause-
But it could have been class.
Yeah, it
And
could
the
have been
pun
class.
was great and the cover
Yeah.
soda was gas as well. So there you go.
But
Yeah.
what did it flop? No, or it was good.
No, it was just at like a turning point of Twist of Pepper where they
Yeah.
literally like that night.
brought
So-
up the age group, like
Has anyone else tried to copy that kind of concept in Ireland? Because it's very forward thinking, like.
some people have tried to copy like the kind of layout of Toast, like as in like the tiki hut and all that kind of stuff, but like puns wise someone has tried to do it.
There was.
Oh yeah. We're
Name it-
like
name and
no,
shame,
no.
boys. Name and shame.
No, 'cause it's not as if they're like we can't.
They're
like,
gone now. That's all that matters. I love
That's
when it
all we
happens,
need
though.
to say.
Yeah.
That's all we need to say. I think we'll try to get a few puns and we'll put them on my camera. But I'm trying to think of what my favorite one is. You know, there's been a few. You came up with
the
it.
Grand Toast Auto ones are some of my favorite, like Slice City and Jam Andreas. They're like it's more because like the cover photos I did for them, because like they're like they're like all the photos that we had from the night, like from like previous weeks, and I'd like made them into like the fucking Grand Theft Auto kind of like cartoon style.
Yeah.
And like it was just like a load of our mates like fucking really like lit, just like
You could actually do them with Maze DJs.
yeah.
Like-
what pun would we do with Maze?
Maze.
Like the
Maze, as in
like
maze.
the actual.
Oh yeah, is that spelled
I-Z-E.
M-A-I-Z-E?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Please.
Welcome to Toast.
I
You passed the test.
Once you need to be a promoter.
Yeah.
Red puns. Yeah, that's it.
No, actually, Joe was really, really good. One Carl Guest, shout out Carl Guest. The first one he ever, like when he actually came in, he only came in like to us like a year and a half ago, and like one of the first puns he came up with was bread mouse toast and stuff, which is just like, I think that's one of the fucking best ones. Like
Actually, I think I saw that one.
Yeah.
Bread mouse. Yeah, I like
toast
it.
and stuff. What are you laughing?
He's touching me under the table and he told me.
There's another thing going on here.
Yeah, sorry.
It's a different podcast. though.
Losing track of
noticed
it.
that I'm
We're
poor.
filming a podcast here,
I'm
boys.
sorry, but the people watching the podcast is gonna know that I'm covered in floof.
Oh, is it?
And that's what I'm trying to get rid
Is
of.
it from your hoodie, is it?
Yeah, it's from this bad boy.
Yeah.
So you did a charity gig recently. How did it go?
Yeah, really good actually. Fucking better than we expected. We started up a mailing list. How did that come about actually? What did
We were
do?
doing it. We put up one of our videos from District 8, and we said like, if you want to join our mailing list for like, because basically we just wanted to like do these like secret parties where we didn't, because like it was a really like big thing where we're just like, we don't want to like overdo ourselves in like promotion wise, like, and get our name out there on like loads of different lineups like all like fucking every week, and just like, you know,
I'm playing
just, like,
smaller. We hadn't played smaller gigs in Dublin.
yeah, and
ages
we
as
loved
well.
playing smaller
What was
gigs.
the cause?
Sorry.
What was the cause for it?
The cause, the Simon community in Dublin.
Yeah, so like
So,
Thomas community thing.
Literally just through an email, we sold out this really cool spot that we got in Dublin, and raised like just over like €1,000 for the Simon
Nice.
community just before Christmas.
Are you gonna
So-
do more of them or?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
hopefully, yeah,
We're
we're
just
just-
like flat out at the moment.
But like we're
It's-
just looking for
fun
really
to-
like unique, like this place was like really cool, like as in like we were up in like this I don't even know what the fuck the place
It's
is.
an arbitrary. It's a.
Yeah.
It's a. Is that an
An
arbitrary?
arbitrary, no.
No.
What's an arbitrary?
Like they kill cows in it. and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But like we were up in like
The
this.
slaughterhouse.
No, it isn't. Isn't it an arbitrary?
I thought it was
I think it
slaughterhouse.
is an arbitrary.
Yeah, it's slaughterhouse.
It's very close to that. Anyway,
Wait,
I
so
can't
what-
remember.
Abattoir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
You held a charity rave at a.
It's now. Yeah, it's now
Is
a
it?
pub. It was a really cool spot. Like.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it now? But do they still?
Yeah, no,
It's just off
the
Cavan Street,
back
like.
of a pub. Like it was a really cool spot.
Yeah.
And that like absolutely delighted with how that turned out as well. Like, cause we just because with how the promotion scene in Dublin now is so Facebook centric, that like I just thought it was like so cool that we were able to like throw a party just literally
Based
off,
on emails, like.
literally off an email, which is like
It's always good because you get like a sense of fulfillment when you do charity gigs.
yeah.
Why was the Simon community? What was the story?
It's
there?
Christmas time.
Yeah, it's Christmas time.
The homeless crisis in Dublin at the moment is a fucking disgrace.
Yeah.
So like anything to kind of help that cause, I thought was best fitting for that time of year. Like
Is it? It's that bad. I mean, we were
Oh,
walking
no,
around
it's-
Manchester today,
it's
like
awful.
yeah,
like,
it's so bad. Like
Like
Yeah.
the whole way down Grafton Street is just like every single doorway is just like has someone in it, like it's ridiculous, like. But yeah, especially around that time of year, it's just like.
but there
nice
is
to
like
be able
there's
to
great
do
work being done with like
something,
home sweet home.
Oh yeah. Like even the week before that, we did like a charity toast as well. Like, and there's like there's like a Monday night thing that happens where they go to like Central Bank and they literally just hand out like, you know, like sleeping bags and like just like essentials and stuff like that. Like, and like the week before we did that gig, we did like another gig for toast, like, and that like ended up getting like loads of traction as well. So like it was a good old week for giving to the homeless, but it's still like just absolutely ridiculous. Like obviously that's not gonna like stop it or anything, but like at least it fucking helps in some way. Like
Yeah.
Fair play.
And obviously, like, you've done your thing around Ireland, doing very well at it.
obviously abroad is the next thing. You've got your American thing, but that's very much based on an Irish crowd in America.
Yeah.
So what's your kind of thought, like what's your kind of steps to kind of break Europe and break that kind of thing? Like what's your...
like what we've got going in Ireland at the moment is absolutely amazing, but like we know that like we're gonna have to like do something else to kind of like keep that going and grow a bit as well. So like the next steps, I don't know, it's hard because like even like it's an unwritten path, you know what I mean? Like, so we're gonna like definitely focus on like putting out like music now in the next while, and hopefully that will like get traction in other places as well. But
are you releasing on any big labels? Or are you keeping it local?
There's a couple like interested and stuff, but it's just like, yeah, as soon as it kind of happened, like where they actually approached us, it was just like, oh yeah, completely forgot how to make music now. That's dead.
Do you boys feel like you've kind of done the traditional path in reverse? You blew up as DJs with your videos at Life and your videos at
yeah, it's like,
and now people want tracks, and normally it's kind of the opposite, right? Where people lock themselves away, they get a big track, and then suddenly people want to book them, and they kind of can't even play. But where you boys is the opposite.
I think it's kind of like half and half a little bit, but obviously like within Ireland, it's been a lot to do with just like DJing, which is class, like because.
Well, I think it's kind of like, not to put down people that take the production route, but like as a punter standpoint, it's kind of better to take the like growing as a DJ route, because like that's where punters like go to, like that's where you go to see somebody. Like, so it's like if you're going to see someone and they're actually like good at like putting on a show rather than just good at making music by themselves in a room, then I think that it works out better.
There's a lot of producers that like
are
literally just producers, and like I've seen it like firsthand where like and we've actually taught one of them before where he's like literally just a producer, and like their first time ever on CDJs was that gig, like, and you just like have to teach them how to do it, like, and it's just like
it happens.
This is
all
mad,
the
like,
time though.
Yeah, I know, all the time.
It's most of the time.
I've seen it more and more.
But like it does make sense though, because like tracks are like by themselves are way more accessible than DJ sets, and because like it's like DJ sets are about being there and in the moment or whatever. So like if you're just gonna make a track, it's like anyone can listen to it, which is like great, but it's completely. It's hard. I know it's hard for me to say that they're opposite routes. I know like they might seem like opposite routes, but I just think they're completely different routes. Where it's like, I don't know.
To be fair though, like you literally open up the doors for so many local DJs to headline shows in Ireland, and that's just amazing. Like, fair
like I feel like the tracks had been laid before so by other lads as well. I wouldn't say that we opened
I mean,
up.
like it's more. Do you know when like if you're a promoter and like you're not sure where to take the risk on like an international DJ? You offer like a local. That's just so progressive.
Yeah, like they like the lads who who booked us for like, it was like Hidden Agenda and Bedlam who booked us for District 8 that time. Like they were like pretty much taking bets in the office of like they're like, nah, it's gonna do shite, and someone were like, no, it's gonna do grand, like, and then like obviously it sold out, and they were like, you, like,
I think
€80.
there was definitely, obviously, like you say, there was the people who made the foundation of like decent stuff, but then when it really blew up with you guys. Do you know what I mean? So like I know what you mean. You don't want to take the credit for it, but at the same time, you were.
Well, it's hard to take credit.
Yeah, because there was a lot of very successful.
It's not as if we feel like we've worked our fucking tits off for this either. It's like it's just kind of like it's happened, which is class, but it's I don't know. It's hard for us to kind of like take any credit for it.
But how do you deal with the change? Because there was obviously a time when you boys were playing Toast and no one really cared who the hell was up there. And now you go to Kilkenny and everyone's like, that's Boots and Cats, and they want pictures and all this kind of, like, what's the story there? Like that must be weird.
Getting in pictures is just weird for us in general, because like we're not people who like, you know, we'd probably between us have never taken a single selfie in our lives, like, and like people just asking us to get into selfies with them, we're like if you look like if there was like,
it's just because we're awkward. It's not like we're against them. It's just like we're just too awkward.
Like I remember like after Live Festival and like someone was like came up onto like the Sunrise one, like the big one. Someone came up to us like, oh, like, blah, blah, when you like in the pictures, we were like, yeah, and like we both just went like this, like put like lifted up our t-shirts, like, and like we weren't even looking at each other, but we both just did that because we were just such awkward
that
fuckers.
time
like.
you tried to take press shots at Box Off.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
What's this about?
We'll put it up on the videos.
Yeah.
Explain. What was it?
It's just like
it was at the back.
do you want everything in here broken?
I told you we do our research, boys.
Yeah.
What was
Deep
it?
dive. I know it was at the back of the toe stage at Box Off there last year, and like we had no press shots pretty much, and the photographer walked by, Aaron Callum, good dude, and we just asked him to take one, but we hopped in some weird mangled.
Yeah, you know, like I was like you were upside down, or
I was
you were
upside down
and
on
I
the ground.
was like-
My dad was really not impressed with that shot, by the way. He was
Why?
like, no, actually, no, it was the one where you're on my back, and then
Oh, yeah, I was like,
I
"Ew."
photoshopped it onto the fucking
I mean,
the dragons.
Oh, I saw that. I saw Game of Thrones. Yeah.
that was
Photoshop though. I
Yeah.
used paint
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
college
yeah,
computers.
yeah.
Has there ever been any like mad fan requests?
In what way? As in
Usually
like.
it's broad, as in like anyone asks you for something obscure or like something.
I don't know. Like we get a few
Interaction
weird
now is
messages.
just a
To
bit
be honest,
off
like okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
like
Instagram's a weird
we got
place.
a message there. Oh, yeah.
Stracker
And
says
it was like no, we got a few weird messages, but some of them was like real funny, some of them were weird. Like a guy just wanted.
Top another one.
Do you know?
Keep going. No, keep, I know the one you're
So,
talking
yeah,
about. Keep going. Like.
A girl before wanted. I think she was driving like a bus for something.
A party bus.
A
That's what
party
it was
bus or
about, yeah.
something, and she was looking for us to like put music on her radio in her bus so she could like.
Cause she's sick of listening to just the radio. There's not any good tunes on it. So could use put some tunes on a
Put
USB.
music as in a playlist.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
she asks us, is it hard to burn a CD like to?
And she's like, or could you maybe do a USB or how much would
I
that
wonder
cost?
who should ask for this. Boots and cats out there.
It's mostly like, oh no, your one just didn't have a fucking clue what was going on.
A guy asked me
technology,
there.
like.
A guy asked recently, could you come? It was before a gig, and he added me on Facebook, and then sent me a message saying, "Hey man, I was just wondering if I could come up to Witches on stage when you're playing this gig, simply for the crack, simply for the buzz." And I was like,
Simply for the
Like
I
you
don't
send
know,
it to me, yeah. Probably not, man.
like I don't know, like what you want
if
to
it's
do?
simply for the buzz,
Yeah.
I've always felt that thing is a bit weird. There is like some people with like some gigs or whatever that they just have like a kind of fascination with being at like that side of like the decks or whatever.
Yeah.
To the point where they actually hand you their phone and say, can
Yeah.
you take a snapshot of this, but don't get me in the photo because
Yeah.
then it'll look like I wasn't on stage.
That's
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Oh, do they give you that specific of it?
No, like
As
people
in,
are like,
It's like the guidelines. Like,
That's a long fucking message.
It only, no, because like I don't know, like
Well,
a few
you're the
times
ones that
like
go on the screen and they're rolling.
Yeah,
Like,
they-
can you
yeah.
take a picture?
Take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, a few times we've just been like in bits or whatever, and so people just like literally throw phones.
yeah,
at you
some
sometimes.
fucker like literally threw a phone at us and like it smashed on the ground, like and the screen was in bits. Like I was like, I can't read that
Take
anymore.
a Snapchat, though. Take a Snapchat. But yeah,
You didn't even get a snap to pour that.
Yeah, do they turn a bit sour when you say no?
Oh, man,
or
remember
don't?
those
I've had like I don't know. I've just
Once
like
in the
said-
nude that was like, what do you mean you're not going to take a fucking photo? You took a fucking photo for that other guy. It's like, no, we just like handed the phone back. It's like, no, take a fucking photo.
No, but nobody are taking photos. But it's just like I hate being asked like
Oh,
to
other
actually
people's
take
phones.
someone's phone while we're trying to like play a bit of music or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, as in like,
Yeah.
people giving
When
us
we're
their
trying, when we're
phones.
actually like trying to do the set or whatever, I
Yeah.
just think it's not on. But
It's against your ethos.
well, no, I don't. Not that I'm fucking ethos about this whole thing or whatever. Jesus. but no, just like have like dance or something. Like have a good time. You don't need
Yeah.
to take a Snapchat now.
It's like the whole like having the fucking flashes, like people recording videos and having flashes in your face. Like I didn't really realize it until like
Until
one
it got
gig-
out of hand a few gigs, like, and we were.
It was in like Galway at one point, I think, and it was like, you know, like those kind of booths where it's just like you're kind of down at the crowd level, and there's just like a pane of glass, similar to like Wigwam would have, like, or Twisted Pepper used to have, like, in the basement, and like there was just like these flashes, like literally just blinding us, and I was like, at one point I just had to like reach over and just like grab the phones, and I was like, stop that, just stop, like, and just like,
It's not bad, yeah.
oh no, it's like literally someone like getting a load of flashlights and just like doing that in
Yeah,
your
I
eyes,
know.
like,
I
it's
think
just, like,
I think it's really awful.
Whip out the
Completely.
torchlight. Like.
yeah. Just laser in their eye, like, how'd you like them burning corneas, huh?
Well, actually, Jasper James actually has an Instagram post of him putting back flashes into people's face. Have you seen that?
Yeah. No, like it's I don't know. I kind of understand it. Like it is really. Really off-putting, I think. Like getting a load of flashes in your face, like you feel like
feel like
a zoo animal. Like it's crazy. Even it's weird.
It's a good analogy, man. But like with the press shots and that, like, do you feel that, like, I know you were saying you kind of feel a bit awkward about it, so you do weird shit.
We have no press shots that we use at all.
But like, do you not think though that, like, as long as you're abiding by what would naturally come to you, it doesn't actually matter. So if naturally comes to you, it's kind of like stupid shit, like put it over top, whatever, then that's so big.
I think if it's in like just like a regular setting, like as in like those box off photos, like they were just like literally us after our set, like taking the piss. But I think if you're going off and like renting a studio and doing all this shit, there's just like, I don't know, you just thought, like, you're not feeling a bit goofy, you're just like, we're just...
But if that's not you boys, then that's not...
That's true,
Is there kind of a time we have to go, this is what we want to do, and like, if a manager or something says, you have to just stand your ground, you're like, kind of wait.
So what happens when like a foreign promoter like asks you for a press shot and you're like, we don't have it?
You're just on fake photos.
Well, I've got one of me faking. Jack here is
like our last one had like us in Hawaiian shirts, a massive disco ball, and a fucking border collie. Like,
that was the one time we actually tried to like get press shots.
And a border collie was in a Hawaiian shirt as well. Like,
she was a good girl.
Yeah, she was a
really good girl.
Who's that girl?
Who's a good girl?
Whose dog was it, man? And where did you find
Aaron Cowell, the guy who actually took the photo at the back of the box.
Where did you find that Hawaiian shirt to fit the dog?
We brought a few.
So many questions here. So many questions.
Oh, she was such a good girl. And what is he was like, pineapple, and then the dog would go.
That's where we got the photo.
So is there ever a point where someone's like, okay, we're gonna set up this, and this, and because it's not naturally what comes to you, you're like, no.
That was our only time we've ever actually tried to like take.
Yeah, because then after that we were like, because
we weren't even like, not that we weren't happy with like the photography or whatever, but we just weren't happy with like just using like photo. I don't know, it felt weird.
It has to be natural to you. Social media and all that kind of stuff has to be natural to the artist, right? Like, it has to be what you guys would say, what you guys would do, because otherwise it's just a bit different, isn't it? Like, it just feels a bit weird, no?
Yeah. Well, that's what I think. Like, with our like channels and stuff online, it is all from us, and it's like completely obvious it is from us. Like it was like like, could you imagine someone trying to write like something?
And that's part of the appeal, though.
Well, yeah, that's what it separates us, I think, from like people that,
being real serious and all.
Yeah, because like, who is arse being serious like themselves?
And looking forward to the future, you boys are back here for a massive gig.
Oh yeah,
and we'll be there, boys. We'll be there.
Oh,
so we will.
Shit.
Yeah. The big
session on the cards then.
Dead right. But it's a huge one.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm absolutely buzzing. Like, I had to stop myself from cursing there, so I wasn't.
Absolutely. I think you haven't cursed on a good single times already, man.
Forking buzzed out of my nips for a park life. See you there.
Dead right though, it's a big one. And to be fair, this year's part.
We're bringing our manager.
Yeah.
No, I'm alright. Thanks.
But it's a big one. It's a big one. We've actually got Sash Lord coming up on the podcast very soon.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Absolute respect.
But this year's Park Club is probably one of the biggest festival lineups of the year, I would say. And you truly are part of it. So flying the flag for Ireland, as I said at the start. You know what I mean?
That's it. Thank you.
And the Bedlam boys coming over with us is gonna be like, anytime there's a session with them,
it lasts.
Like, you were hospitalised in the last one, like.
You were hospitalised?
Yeah.
I'm hospitalised.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, that actually was with those bastards.
Did you lose a bet or something, or what happened?
I didn't lose a bet. No, alright. So I got in from an extended session, and I was going to bed at like 2 today or whatever. But like I was like, at school a lot of water. I was like, that went well or whatever. So I walked up my stairs, tripped, and my finger got caught in the banister, and like crack literally went like 9 degrees to my hand.
Well, actually, we'll send you the photo so you can show it side by side of this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I did
We'll
take
put it
a
up
funny
here
photo
somewhere,
directly
yeah.
after that. I actually put it up on our Instagram story, and you took it down.
Yeah, because he went to Body and Soul.
Too
Because he went to he literally put it up and then immediately left for Body and Soul the next day, and then people were messaging me oh my god, that's fucking disgusting. And I had to take it down because it was just people are actually disgusted by it.
People thought it was fake. It
is disgusting. It is absolutely rotten. It's this finger just
and I should not have gone to Body and Soul the next day.
Yeah, you went. Yeah. That's an absolute trooper. That is. Fair play.
I listened to the snoods you did with Coley.
Yeah.
And he said that Kieran has to filter out whatever you post up.
Not so much. No, not anymore. Not anymore.
Has there been any incidents since then? No.
No, not really. No. Because it used to be just obviously on the snooze one, we were saying about when he I literally just looked at the Instagram story before a gig and we're just one of our mates it would have been originally your mate and then fucking just him in the shower bollock naked and just a smiley face over his dick.
No, I had to attach a pineapple to his willy for the whole when you pin something on and it stays with it the whole time. And his willy is a schlonger so it took a while.
Fair play.
Yeah, but he literally got up onto the garage or whatever it was, the conservatory was it, and then opened the window into his shower in the upstairs and filmed it and put it on our Instagram and literally 600 people
promo,
600 people had seen it before I got to take it down. I was jeez. Those people were just what is this?
Well, look, boys, I'm buzzing to have you back for Park Life. It's going to be good. It's going to be a big weekend. Thanks for making the trip over.
Thank you very much for having us. This is good fun.
It's treacherous weather, and you boys made the trip, so we really appreciate it. And it's been good fun, eh? It's been
thanks
good
for
fun.
having us, boys.
So yeah, thanks for making the
very
trip, and buzzing for Park Life, boys.
That one's so great.
Some session.
Kids.
Yeah.
Yard.